Let us go and teach M23 a lesson. Let us go and kill those that killed our soldiers. I don't know, Speaker. These ones are talking a lot here. We need soldiers. You call yourself Commissar, you call yourself CIC, we need you there. There's people that we need you to go fight. We are tired here in Parliament of toy soldiers. We want...
Boom. Guys, this is actually one of McKenzie's most acidic attacks on the EFF and Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF. You know, this whole issue with what to do with the South African Defense Forces troops that are actually stuck now in the DRC, you know, has caused a lot of rave going on. You know, the likes of the ANC and the EFF actually kind of like clash on that matter. The EFF wants those troops to be back because they are really weak. That the argument by Julius Malema is the fact that, you know, they were sent, you know, ill-prepared and, you know, without the necessary ammunition to face a much more ideologically fervent, well-equipped militia like the M23. And so, you know, they actually met sort of like what would be called a Waterloo moment in the DRC, losing 14 of those South African Defense Forces troops. So the EFF doesn't think that they should be there, that's actually not a strategic move, that the effort should be made to go and bring them back to South Africa. While the likes of McKenzie and, you know, I think many of the ANC members believe that more troops should actually be sent to the DRC to show M23 a lesson, and that, you know, to show Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, that, you know, Rwanda cannot disrespect South Africa. I think this was about a clash between the president of Rwanda and the president of South Africa. And, you know, they wanted much more, a stronger response. And so it's a really strategic one. And so in this speech, you could actually hear McKenzie actually sort of like lambasting the EFF, you know, for using these names like Commissar and Commander-in-Chief, which actually names of the real military, and they should be actually at the forefront in the battle against M23 in Goma, and rather than actually having these names. Let's just quickly listen to McKenzie with his speech here, where he tries to really state some of the facts on how, you know, what should be done to bring the, you know, to support the South African Defense Forces or troops that are actually still stuck in the DRC, rather than debating in South Africa while there are troops being stuck there. Even the corpses of the ones that are slain haven't been brought back. And so he actually argues that he will be the first to really take the weapons and the guns and be on the front to really march against M23, and that everyone should follow him and not, you know, being in the parliament to really have these fake military names as many EFF members actually use. But anyways, let's watch this quickly with McKenzie and share your thoughts in the comments.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kulu. Honorable Jim McKenzie.
Honorable Speaker, from the Patriotic Alliance, we just want to give our deepest and most sincerest condolences to the families. But Speaker, I think this House, all of us, need to do some soul searching. We cannot be leaders. We are busy debating here while our soldiers are not back. The families of the ones that died must now watch on TV, hoping to get some information. There was no rush for this debate. This debate could have been moved until we got our fallen soldiers back, and then we can come here and speak about this. Speaker, this is not the time to point fingers. We have been humiliated. We have been humiliated. We have been humiliated. And we must teach people, when you kill a South African, there's consequences. We are sitting with the highest youth unemployment in the world. Let us use this opportunity and call for conscription, Honorable President, and bring our young people and train them. And while we train them, let us go and teach M23 a lesson. Let us go and kill those that killed our soldiers. I don't know, Speaker. These ones are talking a lot here. We need soldiers. You call yourself Commissar, you call yourself CIC, we need you there. There's people that we need you to go fight. We are tired here in Parliament of toy soldiers. We want, this is war. People are dying. You are calling yourself titles here. Go and fight. I will be one of the first to join the battalion to go and fight. Let us go and get our people, and you must follow me. Let's go and fight real fights, not this fake names of the army. I salute you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable the Minister of Correctional Services. Honorable Harting.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for granting this urgent debate. Let us honour our fallen. Our deepest condolences goes to the family and to the South African National Defence Force. We honour our soldiers who lost their lives, not just in the Eastern DRC, but also in the Samuel vehicle accident on Friday. We stand with our soldiers, the wounded, those who will carry lifelong scars, and those still in the fight. But let's be clear, our soldiers did not die in the DRC in the defense of the defenseless, as the President claimed. They were part of a well-planned, not part of a well-planned peacekeeping mission. They were thrown into battle, ill-equipped, underfunded, and without critical support in one of the world's longest-running and most brutal conflicts. They fought alongside the DRC armed forces against the well-trained, well-equipped M23 rebels. Yet their own government sent them into war unprepared. The lack of accountability for these operational failures speak to wider issues of both governance and leadership. The President and the Minister must be held accountable for failing to prioritize the safety and effectiveness of our troops. Only on Tuesday, the Minister of Defence, in her staggering ignorance, said, "We are not going to war. We are not taking all our power. We only take what we need to protect ourselves." This was her excuse for the absence of close air support, our Rooi Valk attack helicopters. She deliberately avoided the truth. Our air capability has collapsed due to years of neglect, mismanagement, budget cuts, and looting during the 9 wasted years of state capture. She also evaded and refused to answer serious questions in the Joint Standing Committee about what advice and warnings were given to her and the President when they considered this farce of a deployment. We have now seen the price of her failed leadership. For more than a decade, warnings about the SANDF's weaknesses have been ignored, and now we are paying the ultimate price. Our forces were deployed under SAMI DRC to support the DRC government to combat armed groups like M23. But let's be honest, the mission is a failure. SADC forces were overrun, surrounded and humiliated. The Malawian Defence Force has already withdrawn. Why? Because this mission was doomed from the beginning. There is no strategy, no coordination, no sustainable logistics. The SADC troops have been outmaneuvered and outgunned, their presence making no difference on the battlefield. Some SADC nations see this as a peacekeeping effort. Others rightfully believe it's all-out war. The lack of unity has led to chaos, weakness, and repeated failure. We now only have two choices: negotiate an orderly withdrawal before more lives are lost, or launch a major, well-coordinated military offensive to retake key areas. But let's be realistic. A successful offensive would require more troops and equipment, efficient logistics, air power, and strategic leadership, none of which SADC or the SANDF has demonstrated the ability to provide. That leaves only one option: follow Malawi's lead, repatriate our dead, negotiate safe passage for our wounded, our surviving troops, and our equipment. Get out. Then we must face the truth. The SANDF is broken. We need to go back to the drawing board, reassess our entire defense strategy, and rebuild our armed forces from the ground up to the level of the competence that South Africa needs. And for that, we need leadership. Strong, decisive, competent leadership. Something the SANDF has not seen in a very long time. Even the SANDF's official X account, that's Twitter account, posted this damning statement, and I quote, "One day we will know the real reason President Cyril Ramaphosa appointed Angie Motshekga as the Minister of Defense. For now, it simply doesn't make sense." I close the quote. We agree. They are right. It doesn't make sense. Let me make this clear. We need to withdraw from the DRC immediately, and Minister Angie Motshekga must go, voluntarily or otherwise. The time for excuses is over. Lives are at stake. Leadership is failing, and South Africa cannot afford to stand by watching the predicted life-costing humiliation unfolding any longer. I thank you, Honourable Speaker.